We did the My Lines before, didn't we?
We did.
How do you do the Facebook Live again? How do you do the watch party?
Okay, how do we do the in bed? What is it in bed? I don't want to be first. I don't want to be first.
We'll come up with
Okay.
that.
Thank you.
We'll come up with it. Yeah.
Okay.
I
just don't want to be first.
Oh,
No.
I'm like,
You don't
wait,
want to be the
first
in
of what?
bed.
Whatever.
All right, and we're live.
I like
No,
to do the
we
first
changed
in
it.
bed.
We're live.
And we're live. And we're live.
And
And
we're
we're
live.
live.
Oh, I got a good ending for it.
Oh,
That's
bell is ringing.
Is that you?
Yeah.
That was for you.
For me?
It's time.
All right.
I figured she'd like that.
How do we do this?
She did.
What? Oh, here we go.
She's like, oh, what? How do we do this?
I will be learned. I will be learned.
Oh my God.
I will learn. how to use this
I will be
phone.
learned.
I will be learned.
She's going to get some learning.
Need some learning.
Okay, now I'm cold again.
What? Oh. No, I don't really listen to real music like that. Yeah.
And Gina, too.
What?
The stepsisters.
What?
All right, don't worry
We
about
are
it.
getting the new intro.
That's what I heard.
You heard it today. Yes. We're getting one. Oh, boy. Huh.
It's all right.
I'm hot, then I'm cold, then I'm hot, then I'm cold.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. Hot, then I'm cold.
You're always hot.
And then I'm cold.
it's
Hump day.
Hump day.
Happy New Year Hump Day.
That's right.
Oh.
New
We
decade.
get to say that
Thank
for
you,
the,
Monica.
at least
Yeah.
the month.
New
Yeah.
decade hump
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Decade.
All right. So what's going on, kids?
I'm hot, then I'm cold.
Yeah.
Then I'm hot.
That's why you're in therapy.
Yeah.
That's why we have week 2 today for you.
Just for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you, Jackie.
Oh, you're welcome. So exciting stuff, right? We set goals this year to get 2020 likes, and we have
Some
almost
of us did.
1,000.
Oh, wait. the show we set goals.
Yes.
I got nervous because
I know.
Yeah.
Hey,
I knew
listen.
she wasn't talking about me.
I know. I
Thank
was-
you to everybody that liked our page. And if you can please keep sharing and help us get our goal of 2020 by the end of the month.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Thank you. Hey, I want to give a shout out to my very dear longtime friend, Wendy. She sent me a text this
Hey,
morning.
Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
Wendy in Texas.
Happy hump day in Texas.
In
What
Texas.
part of
Everything's
Nice.
bigger in Texas.
All my exes
Is it?
live in Texas.
Wow. So listen, I have known Wendy for absolutely ever. We went to Central Michigan University
Is
together.
she originally from Michigan?
She is originally from Clarkston, Michigan.
Okay.
And we went to CMU together
Ooh.
a very long time ago. We met our freshman year in a textiles class, and she's that friend. We all have a friend, many friends that stand the test of time, no matter what happens in your life.
Oh, that's nice.
You go your separate ways. You are together. Whatever happens, you're always friends. It doesn't
Aw,
matter. Like I
that's
can
great.
talk
Yeah.
to her every day. I can talk to her for
yeah.
I can go 6 months and not talk to her, and we pick up the phone. So
And it's
she's
like it
she's
was.
that friend for me. So anyway,
Oh.
she said this morning, "Hey, loved your podcast," and I sent the link to a bunch of girls that could benefit from this message. and this
Wow.
email.
Nice.
I shared it on my page too. I'm going to listen on the train ride home. So hey, Wendy.
Oh, thanks,
Wendy.
Oh, so my very good
Wendy
friend.
is our fan of the week.
Oh, we have fans of the week.
I just made that
Okay.
up today, but that's
Wow.
why not?
Wendy's our fan of the week.
Flying by the seat of her pants.
I think I have it written down somewhere. One of my planners.
I'm pretty sure she does. She plans.
She probably does, but I was going to
She
try
does.
and
That's
think
awesome.
that we were bringing her to the dark side.
Hey, that's great. Maybe we can go to Texas and do a live broadcast there.
Yeah, wouldn't that
Wow.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
You're hoping? Is that
Yeehaw.
okay. All righty. Anyway, so Dedicated Magazine came out.
And
It was a beautiful.
you weren't on the cover. I didn't see you.
I cut out our picture and put it on the cover. Damn it, we're going to be on that
That's all right.
frickin' cover sooner or
Right.
later.
It's okay, Cheryl. We didn't really mind.
Yeah.
You had to pick some fashion show.
It's not
model.
about ego here at all.
Right.
I know. She had to go
Yeah.
think of her picking a model.
Oh, yeah, I know. She puts this beautiful model.
I know.
Yeah.
She could
What's
have had
wrong with
us.
two old people?
I don't know.
You know?
I don't know.
No, actually, it was a nice article and a great picture, and it was a nice write-up with
Yeah.
Rocky.
Yes.
Mhm.
Very good.
So thank you, Cheryl, and Dedicated Magazine. It's a
You
beautiful
should have
magazine.
You should have cut out a picture of me and put it in there.
Yeah, and Nora.
And Nora, too.
And Nora.
Yeah.
And Nora.
We can still Photoshop you in our picture.
I'm saying.
Oh, that's what we should do.
That's what you should do.
Oh, we should figure. We got to find somebody who can do that, and we'll put Nora's little face right.
And then resend it out.
Cheryl, can you do a revision on that?
That sounds like a plan. I would like that. Thank you.
It would be a knockoff of Dedicated Magazine. Underground. Because it's got
Rededicated.
Rededicated.
Rededicated. That's
That
a
was
good one,
good.
Monica.
Yeah.
She's
I'll
here all
take
day.
it. I take it.
Nora's. Okay.
I rededicated. Yes.
We will do that for
Thank
you,
you.
Miss Nora.
So
All
what
right.
day is it?
It's hump
let's
day.
think. It's National Hump Day, of course.
National?
It is not.
No, it's not.
Oh. Does it seem really?
It's National Hat Day.
It's
It is
what?
National Hat Day.
Hat Day.
okay.
Oh.
It is National Strawberry Ice Cream Day.
Oh.
I don't like strawberry
I don't
ice
like
cream.
strawberry.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
It's National Booch Day.
What?
Huh?
Kombucha. It's like a drink. It's terrible.
Apparently,
but
we're not a
it's like
fan of
Right,
that.
I was
thing,
gonna
but
say,
yeah.
We don't know what it is. So
Yeah.
And it's National Bagel Day.
oh, that I'm a fan of.
Yeah, we should have had bagels.
Should
We should
We
have.
should have.
Yeah.
The person who knew about the day should have brought us bagels. I'm just saying.
What?
What?
This is true.
What?
This is true.
Rocky's
What?
been
What?
sick.
What?
In Rocky's defense, she's been
I have
sick.
been
Oh, look at
You're
Mama.
still
You're so-
dragging, man.
you're
Yeah,
so
I feel like
sweet.
a zombie.
Yeah.
Since
When
we
you-
were
You
in
look
there.
good, though.
Oh,
You look good.
thanks. Oh, you're
I
so
love her
sweet.
glasses.
Yeah, I do too. I like
Yes.
glasses.
I feel
When
like
are
I
you,
just rolled out of bed.
Headed east?
Not for another month.
Oh, really? A whole month?
Yep, I'll be there in March.
Oh,
So
got moved
pushed
to
back,
March?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
All right. Well, the weather should be a little nicer at that
yeah, I
time.
think that's the thought.
Who knows what
She'll
the
be
weather's going to
healthier.
do?
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Nobody knows what
Yeah.
the weather's going to do. It's whatever you think it's going to do, it's going to do the opposite.
Yeah. Clearly, the weather does
Yes.
not plan.
Right,
anything.
exactly.
No goals with the weather.
Nope.
All right, we have another exciting show today. More therapy.
I need it. Thank you.
You did come in a better. You came in with a. Don't start
Sorry.
yanking
I'm
this
sorry.
here.
Sorry.
You did come in a better mood today.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just,
No, it's
you know,
okay. It's all right.
I just need therapy.
I know. We all do.
Yeah.
We love therapy. That is a luxury.
Yeah.
God, it really
Yeah.
is. If I could have therapy every morning, I would.
Yeah.
Call me. I'll do it.
Not you. Don't make me want to jump off a bridge or something. Oh, let me just pull something out of my and see what.
Try that.
You'll be doing the fortune cookies.
Yeah,
Here,
well,
wait.
you know, whatever.
Take the ball.
Hey, Paul.
Oh, that's Rocky's way of therapy.
You know.
Oh, is
It
it?
does
Oh.
that.
Listen, gift horse mouth. Look, I'm trying to help. I'm doing the best I can with what I got.
I know
girl.
what your helping's like. All right.
Wine.
Anyway. All right. Let's get
Wine.
let's get
More
ready.
wine.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Hope you get inspired to take a leap of faith. Don't forget to subscribe to The Nooner Show wherever you listen to podcasts. You can like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at The Nooner Show. Our show today is sponsored by The Parlor in Hadley, Michigan, a music-themed pizzeria where pizza rocks. Also, check out Happy Days Records and more, a new music/clothing store and so much more located at 1801 West Genesee Street in Lapeer. And from the makers of Dope Water, if you can be anything, why not be dope?
This segment is designed to showcase the stories of talented individuals who had a wish and found a way to make it happen. They set goals, overcame obstacles, and turned setbacks into comebacks. Their stories are unique, interesting, and most of all, inspiring.
Ann Landers said, some people believe holding on and hanging in there is a sign of great strength. However, there are times when it takes much more strength to know when to let go and do it. Another quote for you after that inspiration from Ann Landers. It's okay to fall apart sometimes. Tacos fall apart and we still love them.
Even when people take a bite out of them.
Right, exactly.
Good point.
Joining us today for a return visit is Monica Carrington. She has much insightful advice that she will offer. She's a therapist, and she emphasizes techniques to overcome barriers and improve relationships. Monica believes in working with the whole individual, focusing on areas of self-awareness, problem-solving, and goal-setting, as well as decision-making and taking responsibility. She's an independent contractor for Deepwater Counseling and the founder and CEO of Sankofa. I practiced, I tried, I still got it wrong.
It's okay.
Solutions. She was last here for show 153. We didn't scare her away, and she came back. Welcome.
She's been back a couple times.
Yeah.
Thank you, Monica.
I know.
We're
Thank
doing
you,
the Cabbage
Monica.
Patch.
Is that what that's called?
Yes.
The Cabbage Patch?
You didn't
Oh,
know
I didn't know.
I didn't know.
Giga la
that.
pasta.
Isn't the
She just
pasta
gave it a
throwing
new-
up and sticking
I
there?
don't know. I was
Let's
stirring
make up our
the
own. Anyway,
Throwing the pasta.
welcome back.
Thank you for
Hey,
having
Monica.
me. Happy
Yeah.
New Year, everyone.
Yeah,
New
thank
Year.
you. Speaking of New Year's, do you set New Year's goals, resolutions?
Do I
Yeah,
or
do
do I
you-
recommend?
Do you?
Both.
Oh,
Both.
Good day. We're going to start off really deep, aren't we?
I started with a taco quote from
I
Facebook.
appreciate that. I do appreciate that. I personally try to base my goals on my birthday.
Oh,
Because then I can be a little bit more accountable because that's my year and not necessarily the.
that's a
You know, because
great
think about it. If the
idea.
winter is not your time, you know,
Right.
it's really hard to like push through if we don't have snow. But
Yeah.
normally we would have snow.
Yeah.
Or, you know, the spring is your time, you know, that's rebirth. Maybe you want to start, you know, so I kind of look at my birthday.
When is your
Okay.
birthday?
November.
Me too.
Okay, so you
Scorpio.
Yeah.
Oh, Sagittarius.
So every
Scorpio.
Close.
November you set
Yes.
goals.
And that kind of gives me like the end of the year and then the new year. So what I want to kind of focus on the rest of the year, which is like the beginning of my new year.
Oh, nice.
And then going into the new year. So
Oh, I never looked at it like that.
I didn't either.
That's a lot better.
Someone shared that with me a
That's
few
a
years
great
ago
idea.
because I think the pressure of the holidays,
Right.
Yeah.
the
Right.
you know, the new year, and then it's all
Right.
this Valentine's Day and all that stuff. You know, that pressure.
Yeah.
And then now you want to do great and be great, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, I just spent you know, I just got a week off of vacation.
Yeah.
You know, I've waited all year, so yeah.
That is a good
Okay.
idea.
Very good.
And I wonder if now do you suggest that to your clients too?
No, I kind of let them, you know, I let them know what I do, but I kind of like what works for you, because that's really what it's about. You have to figure out what works for you. Stop doing what people think you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
Or what you think you're supposed, you know, if you don't know what you're supposed to do, acknowledge that and then work on that.
How do you
Okay.
acknowledge that? How do you
Yeah.
get clarity and define what you're supposed to do? Because that really is, and I know that answer probably isn't something that you can
Definitive.
just, you know,
Yeah.
But I mean, that is one of the biggest challenges, I think, are people getting clarity on what they're supposed to do or, you know, or what they want to do.
Sometimes just talking about things you like, things you don't like, just talking with yourself. Maybe the goals that you've set for the year previous haven't manifested. Maybe it wasn't that time for those goals to manifest. Do you throw your goals away? Like, do you throw away the goals that you didn't accomplish last year or 3 years ago? Maybe you wanted to get a house last year and you couldn't because maybe your finances or, you know, your credit score. So do you not want to get a house, or do maybe you shift and redefine your goal?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But do you feel defeated? Like you're like, okay, I didn't, you know, so that sets you back even more.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Because you want to feel. You
Okay.
want to acknowledge, okay, that didn't work. Why didn't it work? And then that goes into being more clear. What is my intention?
Right.
You know, why did I want this house so bad? Why
Right.
am I so defeated that I didn't get the house? And what did I learn in not getting this house?
And isn't sometimes when you're trying to answer that question of why, where you have to really like dig deep?
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's underlying
Oh, yeah.
subconscious reasons
Yes.
Yeah.
that
Well-
really don't match your conscious.
And it goes back to taking the responsibility, which I think as a people, we are not good about taking
Right.
responsibility.
No,
That's true.
not
We were
at
so
all.
good at blaming.
Yes.
It's always someone
Yes.
else's
Right.
fault.
Yes.
Right.
You know,
right.
the weather. If the weather wasn't bad, I
Yeah.
would have been here on
Yeah,
time.
right.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
Really, the weather?
Right. Yeah,
That's
you're right.
so true. That's so
You're
true.
right.
That is, yeah. It's hard to take responsibility.
Yeah.
because, you know, that,
It
that's
is.
like, well, that's what I have control over, but I don't want to take responsibility for that. It's your fault.
And who are you to
Right.
tell me
Right.
about
Who
what
are
I
you?
need to do?
Right.
What about your responsibility?
Yeah, exactly.
Turn it back on you. Yeah.
And again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think as a society, we become less and less apt to take responsibility for our actions.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, come on. I saw this, or I read that, or this happened. We just I don't think we take responsibility as we once did.
No.
Why is that though?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we're
Like, when did it become okay?
well, I don't think it ever became okay. I think it becomes what's important or what's acceptable or what your circle. You know, now that we have social media, we're exposed to a lot more circles and a lot more groups and a lot more others than we are exposed to in our own private area. Whereas,
And all the happy people. That's what we talked
yes,
about.
We
last
talked
week.
about yeah.
yes,
The ownership.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're surrounded by like-minded people, the things that you do are approved or acceptable. But if you don't agree and you hide who you are and you can't really be who you want to be, these may not be your group.
Oh, gotcha.
So time to
Yeah.
change
Time
the
to
group.
change,
right?
You know, if it's a conflict,
And change is hard.
Change is hard.
Yeah.
change is
Change is-
painful.
Oh.
How do you come to the decision to let go? Like when it's time to you know.
That's a good
Move-
question
move
because I
on.
think you have to determine how much crap you're willing to put up with or willing to eat. You know, my level of crap may be different than your level. You know, you might be able to tolerate certain things. I may not, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So I think that's why no one can tell you when to leave or when to let go or when to quit your job. You know, I have people, I hate my job, and they get another job and they hate that job
Yeah.
worse.
Then they
It's
did
worse than the
yeah.
last job. And I was like, well, why didn't you just go back? My pride. I was like, well, again,
Right.
Yeah, my pride.
Right.
your
Yeah.
pride.
Right. But then how do you coach somebody who is holding on to things?
They have to be coachable. You know, they have to want. So you have to want to let go. You have to get to a place where this is not good for me. I can't tell you this isn't good for me. Don't eat that. That's not good for you. Well, I like it. I want it.
So how do you? Because I'm sure you have people that come to you that somebody said, "Oh, you should go see somebody," but they really in their mind don't really want to do. They're just like appeasing somebody, maybe. So do you see that when they first come in? I mean, do you realize that? And then they
That they don't
get
really wanna be
right,
there?
and then they get into it.
See,
or
the thing about
Yeah.
with now versus when I worked in public is that they were court ordered. So
Okay.
now when people come, they have either taken time off, they
they're
have to pay for it.
Okay.
There may be a copay involved. You might have to
Yeah.
pay a deductible.
Right.
So if you're coming, you may not have wanted to come, but when you come to me or you sit down in front of a therapist, you've somehow made it a decision that
Right.
something's not right.
Right.
Now, when you start talking to me about what you think is not right, I'm just listening and I'm writing stuff down. And you might think you're coming to me because your diabetes is all over, and I shouldn't have diabetes because I work out and I do this. And as we're talking, I'm finding out your spouse has medical issues, that your child has mental issues, that you are overworked and you are overstressed at your job, that you are always the one that's taking care of people.
so the
and-
stuff that
and-
you ain't even realize you're saying.
Good
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
And so then it's like, wow, I didn't know that's what I really needed. It's deeper.
Yeah.
It's deeper. You're coming to me because you're stressed out. Well, why are you stressed out? well, this is what I've been doing, or this is who I've been taking care of, and how is that affecting my medical issues? Not your mental. We haven't even talked about your mental health. We're just talking about you here, you got diabetes, and you don't understand why.
Okay.
Wow.
Get
But
you a
see-
therapist, people. Get somebody out there who is trained to listen and not judge you.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and I think it's hard though to say, oh, I need help. I need to talk to somebody, because I think we're conditioned over time just to suck it up and handle it ourselves and not go ask for help or say, oh, you know what, I'm not feeling good. What do you think about this? And I can ask 15 people, get 15 different answers.
Right.
Right.
When really I just
Right.
need to go. I need to go talk to one person,
Right.
Yeah.
who's going to be a sounding board, who's going to help me get to the
Right.
bottom. Because I talked to my 15 friends, and they all have a different take.
Well,
Yes.
and those opinions usually they're not objective.
Right.
I mean,
I
I
don't
don't
They-
think.
no,
you
no,
know?
because people tell you what you want to hear.
Right.
You are
Right.
not going to
What
tell
you
me
can
what-
handle. They tell
Right,
you what
right,
you can handle.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and- right. And
Yeah.
a therapist isn't going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going
Right.
to tell you what
Right.
you need to hear.
Yes.
Right.
And that's hard.
Right.
Yeah.
It is
Right.
hard.
Yeah, and I think that's another reason why people don't go, because they don't want to hear the
They're
truth.
not
No.
ready.
Right.
They're not
They don't
ready.
wanna
You got to be
hear
ready.
Right.
Well, it's like when
Right.
you decide you're going to go on a diet. Like I am going to eat a salad at at one meal a day, and I'm going to do that. And you got all these ideas, and you buy all those groceries, and that refrigerator is stocked.
Yep.
But you can find 9 ways to Sunday
To not
Yeah.
have that salad.
to not eat.
That's
and
right.
to
Yeah.
eat somewhere else.
We used to buy Slim Fast products and put them in the front, so when you open the pantry, that's all you
saw?
see. But
And
we
you
would
just
just
move
reach
it
right behind.
You just
In
move
fact, the
around.
only thing that was
That
ever
wine
left
was
were
right
those.
behind
I did. I used to try and hide all the bad
That's
stuff.
funny.
with the Slim Fast,
didn't
the
work.
wall of shame.
You got it. Yep.
I know.
Move it over.
That's
Can you?
that's
And
funny.
Slim Fast is not good with wine,
No.
No.
I know.
vodka,
That's so
Teaks
funny. I
tequila,
tried
maybe.
it. Maybe.
You'll have to try that one. Tell me. Well, give us like a simple plan of how do you start to make, create habits that are sustainable, long lasting, and not doing the New Year's resolutions. I used to do. Well, I'm a big goal setter. We had this discussion
She's a big
last
goal
week.
setter.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm a to-do list person. Like
Yep.
I have my list I type them all out, and then from the typed list, I create 3 smaller
Ooh,
lists.
I like
of-
that.
It's crazy. Like, is this sometimes?
But
it's
it works.
It's a whole nother.
It does for
it's
me.
a whole nother
Yeah.
therapy session. Because then we got to put up with
those,
it.
those control
Gonna
issues.
say, yeah. Yeah.
Because then this
It is.
side, the other side of
Yep.
the coin, this
I
one
know
and that one.
both of these two.
They're like, let me burn that list.
I know. No, I mean, I love to-do lists. I do them every single day. I swear by them. I really do. I don't know
Yeah.
how people function without them, but that's okay. That's another show.
But you know what? We tease her, but I'm really glad that she does the goals and the list and all of that.
It does because it keeps
Yes,
us going.
Exactly.
So it works for us.
Because
Oh,
it would
that's
probably be
nice.
chaos.
That's nice.
Organized chaos over
Right.
here.
It is. Yeah. And I used to do New Year's resolutions like every year, December 31st, while everybody's out
Wow.
partying. I had this whole ritual thing that I actually had the kids do too, and we'd have to write them and put them in boxes. Everyone had their own
Okay.
box. And blah,
And they burn the boxes. No, I'm just like,
And your therapy with Monica will now be about that damn box.
all right. Anyway, but I quit doing the New Year's resolutions because they never did.
So how
work.
did you feel about that? Were you like,
I
thank
still
God,
love
or
New
were
Year's.
you still doing
no,
it?
I still love New Year's. It's like my favorite time of year.
Were you
But I'm
glad not
saying,
to
were
have
you
to fill
still
out the
doing the
box?
box? though?
Oh, I'm not doing that, but I do resolutions and I make a vision board every year. and
Yeah.
But
right,
see,
so-
you are her daughter, so I
What about
knew
your
that.
brother and sister?
Right.
No, I don't think they do.
Olivia does vision board. She does
She
a
has-
vision
she's a
board.
I don't know if she has one right now, but she has done it in
Yeah.
the past. Yeah.
John Paul, I still can't get him on board.
Good boy.
Actually, no, I shouldn't say that though. He is filling out the Dope Ass Dream playbook. So,
Okay.
yeah, a lot of that inspiration came from him.
She
so.
rubs off on, yeah. It's not gonna work. It's
Jackie
not-
sprinkles.
I'm right.
Jackie
She sprinkles all
But-
over.
Seriously, so like, what do you tell people? Because most people don't stick to their goals. It's hard for us to stick to habits, change habits, stick to
Yeah.
habits,
Change
follow
is hard.
through, walk the talk.
Yeah.
There's just so much of what we say and what we do don't match.
I think,
So,
for me and what I share with my clients is start small. You know, maybe not, your big goal, I want to exercise or I want to be healthy. Okay, well what does that look like? What does being healthy look like? Plan to plan. Yeah, I planned and I bought all this food, but did I map out what I'm going to be, preparing for the week? Did I map out what days I have? Am I going to do my workout in the morning? Am I going to do it in the evening? Am I going to participate in a class? Like, take time for you to plan what this new lifestyle or what this new thing is going to look like. And then when you do have goals, reevaluate your goals. You have goals that you may have just thought about. I want to read more. I want to, spend more time with family. Okay, how are you doing that?
are goals something that you should share with people? Does it help if you share because then you're accountable, or is it something you should just keep to yourself? And
I think both. First of all, you have to determine if who you're sharing with are supportive.
I was going to say.
If this is something that we're doing together, like a couple of girls will do a vision board together, and they're more accountable when they have these moments, and they'll get, we're going to plan every 3 months, we're going to get together and update our vision board, or
that's cool. I like that idea.
something that makes everyone accountable, but it's not like, did you do your vision board? Like some of these blogs, it's like, or these groups, like with Weight Watchers, it's like, how many steps did you walk today? And it's like, I am not that type of friend. I'm not, like, once
I can't even
you asking way too many questions. Like, okay, and then say, I didn't go today, or it's okay to start over.
Right.
We all get so caught up on being defeated that we never step, tomorrow's a new day, tonight's a new day.
Right.
Okay, well, let's be in the act, in the present.
Yeah, that's just like the commercial I saw, and they were cycling. And the one girl, they're like, Cindy's behind. Let's give her the, and they're like, and she's like, so of course she's never going to come back. That kind of thing. So.
Yep. Yeah.
That's you, Nora.
That's me. Oh well.
Yeah.
I think for me, like I was saying before, when we first started doing this last year, I remember going to a therapist, and I remember back, it was when my mom passed away, and I was in like early 20s, and by that time I had 5 kids, and I went to this therapist, and I don't know, I had the stigma of going in the first place, right? I don't remember sharing with any, like my sisters or anybody, that I was going. My husband at the time was working for General Motors, so we had good insurance. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to go because I can't get past this. It's like really, I was depressed, and it's really bothering me. So I took it upon myself, and I actually went to someone, and I just remember talking to her. This one part, she didn't really like talk to me. She kind of was like, well, are you feeling like you suicidal? Are you feeling this? And I'm like, well, I'm just really depressed. And, and the more she said it, and I said, well, maybe, I don't know,
Kind of talked you into it.
Yeah. And then she was like, okay, she prescribed this stuff. And,
wow.
I take the pills, and I'm like, okay, I just want to feel better.
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. So I take the pills, I go home, and I'm, and I think I took them for maybe not even a good week. And I remember getting into this argument with my husband about something, and he was like, did you take your pills? And I was like,
oh my goodness.
I walked right in the bathroom and poured them down the toilet. And I never went back to her, but my experience with her made me not want to ever go to anyone else, because it wasn't a good experience.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, that we were talking about, that how do people, you try to choose, you know what I mean? You try to go off of recommendations and stuff like that. And that was another thing. I didn't want anybody to know I was going, so I didn't ask, for anybody's recommendation or anything like that. But now, fast forward now, I don't feel like there's as much a stigma on it as it was back then, and people do try to get referrals and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I just don't want anybody else to have to go through what I went through, because what if I would have kept taking the pills,
Yeah.
Right.
That's what and I always think about that, even now.
Yeah.
What if I could be hooked on them by,
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, though. If you were going to therapy today, would you still not tell people about it?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Oh,
it's
she
it's
tells
different.
everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would say
yeah.
everything. Yeah, I tell
Monica,
everything.
come to the salon. I
We
have
all
someone
need
I want you to
help.
meet.
Yep. I did. I actually did that. But
So
that's
she's
another
doing,
story. But yeah.
Chair therapy
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. Oh no, I would
Yeah.
just blurt out everything,
Yeah.
because, like I said, it's. I just had that bad experience, and
Yeah.
I'm glad it didn't turn me off. But I feel like when I put poured them down the toilet, I was like, I don't know what it was. It was just like, you can do this, you can type of thing. I just got this inner power or something, and I got through it.
Yeah,
Thank
because
God.
I think that's the thing, though. I think that it's okay to fall apart.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and we don't
Yes.
ever give ourselves permission to fall
Yeah.
apart.
Right.
We don't
Yes.
give ourselves permission to have a bad day.
Right.
You know, if I were to call you up and say, I'm just having a bad day,
Right.
I would start with, I am so sorry. I am having a bad day.
Uh-huh.
Why do I have to be sorry that I'm
Right.
having a bad
Right.
day? Like,
Right.
hey, guess what? I'm
That's
having a
good.
bad day.
Right.
Can you just
Leave
ease
me
Well,
up
you
a
alone.
know,
little?
at the time, you know, I have 5 kids. I'm married. I'm working.
You're not supposed to have a bad day.
All of that, right?
You
And
should
I
be
was
having
like,
a bad
I gotta-
day every day.
Yeah, really. And you were, I mean, young to
Yeah.
have a lot of responsibility.
So
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I can do this, and then it was like after it happened, I thought about my mom because it was 7 of us.
Sure.
And she, my dad and her got divorced when I was young, so she raised us by
She
herself.
didn't go to therapy.
and she didn't. Right.
she didn't
Yeah.
take no
But-
pills.
Right. She
Right,
didn't. She didn't.
right,
She didn't do any
right.
of that, to my knowledge. But
Right.
it's like that. I think is what pulled me and was like, okay, you can do this. Because even now, my daughters will say, "How the heck did you raise 5 kids?" And they have 3. And
Yes.
and my one daughter, she has 1. They're like, "How did you do?" And it's like, I always tell them, if I had them now, if it was in this day and age, they would all probably be hookers and pimps or something. But because with Facebook and all this other stuff now,
Right.
it's horrible.
The
So
influence.
I was just like, you were blessed, and you didn't even know it. So
Goals. Oh, no.
goals.
No.
Yeah.
Goals. The plan.
The plan.
How to raise successful kids.
Right.
Yeah. Like I said,
Not to
we,
be pimps and hoes.
Yeah.
we all love tacos and they fall apart.
Right.
They
fall
do.
apart.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you for my pen, Sheena, by the way. I have it on Let It Go today.
Oh,
it
very
go.
good.
Our fortune pens
Let
that
it
she
Fortune
gave
pens.
us. Yeah.
Mine say, mine says, you got this.
Ooh. What's your
I
say?
have
Nora,
live,
what's yours
laugh,
say?
love.
What?
Oh,
Live, laugh, and love.
Oh,
Okay.
and you
That's
are
what I
in
keep
that
mine on.
mood today.
Yes.
So anyway, back to therapy.
Yes.
Yes. Back to
Okay.
the therapist.
Distracted.
A little
How do
bit.
you handle distraction?
Right. What you do?
No,
Yeah.
no, seriously, going back to being consistent and following through, walk the talk. Like, how do you really get to somebody to, help people change? Because that's hard. And it all starts
Yeah.
with mindset, doesn't it?
It does. And then being intentional in what you want to accomplish, and not taking on so much. There's so many things that you can accomplish. Even if you just want to get up early in the day. I want to wake up 15 minutes earlier, or I want to start my day earlier. Like, that in itself is an accomplishment.
But let me ask you something. So if we say that stuff all the time, but we never do it, does that mean we really don't want it?
Or you're not ready to have it.
Yeah.
Because if it's like once you get that, then what? Sometimes people like the chase,
Yeah.
the drive. They have something to work towards, and that keeps them motivated. And then when they reach all their goals, it's like, well, then what do I do now? What is my life worth? What's my meaning? And then, well, now you're going deeper.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Right. Got to kick it up a notch.
There you go.
A new plan.
Yeah.
A new list.
A new
list.
yeah, a
List.
new list.
new notebook.
Yeah.
New notebook. I have lots of notebooks.
Lots of notebooks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Notebook lady.
Is it so when you do your goals and stuff like that, do you reevaluate like the things that happened the previous year?
Yes.
Do you decide like what you have to let go of and
Yes, what's working, what's not working. And that's why it's really helpful to do some journaling. I know we're not like, some of us don't like to journal. But I think it's helpful when you're planning, when you're working on your goals, because who knows what happened 90 days or 320 days or like that first week. Some things are really need to be mentioned, need to be, remembered.
There's so much evidence now about journaling.
It's still so hard for me to
Yeah.
do it.
Why-
I'll
why
try
is
it.
it hard,
I don't
though?
know. I'll start doing it, and then it's like, I don't know. I never had a diary growing up.
Is it just being
It's just-
disciplined, do you think? Or do you think it's difficult really putting your thoughts in a book?
Sometimes we don't know what to say.
Now that
We
you-
don't know what to
yeah.
say.
So-
They have like little things where they like have prompts where it's like your most defeated moment, your most, some affirmations, and it might need something to prompt. But what if you're not a writer? What if you're an orator? So they have apps. I tell some
Oh,
of my
do they
clients,
really?
I tell my clients, if you're not a writer, read it, speak it, and then come back and let
Oh.
it transcribe for you. If you're not the one to sit down and pen and paper or type or text, speak it.
Now, do you have a routine for yourself?
Nope.
You don't?
No.
No routine at all?
I'm working on it.
Jackie can help you with it.
She has no books.
My goal is to be more intentional in the things that I do, things that I say. When I'm, be more present, especially in my off work life. I think I'm on all the time at work. So when I'm off work, I'm very closed off. I'm limited in my interactions.
Well, because you're probably giving therapy all the time. I mean, how do you turn that off?
Exactly. So the only way for me to turn off is to literally like shut down and play Candy Crush. Like I'm almost like at 6,000.
Yeah, you
okay,
are.
on Candy Crush.
Wow.
Oh.
Goals.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time wasted. That's what I see. That's what I see. But so being more intentional, reaching out, maybe picking a day or a couple days out the month where I go and visit family members or old friends or, having groups like not expecting everyone to do that. And I always say, I'm such a horrible friend. And it's like, yeah, you keep saying that. Do better. How do I
That's
do
pretty
better?
simple, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, doing that, scaling back on my workload and, not being always available to everyone and kind of leaving time for myself and my family. So that's kind of like how I try to work on things. And then in that leads to conversations with people I haven't spoken with in a while, leads to ideas, leads to, collaborations and trips and traveling. And, it seems to like manifest other things that I want to be a part of.
Do you journal?
I've started journaling. Most of the time I'm doing, because I write a lot. Again, I Candy Crush. That's I level 4,000. I'm like, that must have been a good day because I had like 3 stars. So that's how I know. Like,
I don't know what Candy Crush is.
She
Yeah,
has
yeah,
no
that's
idea. Yeah.
Okay.
But so now I'm like
Video
writing
game.
down just kind of like when things are happening or moments, things that I want to remember or reflect back on. I did buy a little like a nighttime reflection. Haven't written in it, but it looks pretty.
It's pretty.
It
Yeah,
looks
it is
pretty.
beautiful.
Um,
That's really beautiful.
so they have these at like Joann's and so just
Oh, yeah.
little things and
That's cute.
so it just helps me to kind of be a better person, because it's nice when I, get a massage and I come home and the dishes aren't done.
You don't go crazy.
Yeah.
I am okay.
My son, if he's listening, Paul, I'm sorry about this.
Hey,
but
John Paul.
growing up,
I love
used
you,
to
'cause I'm
set
your
a
mother.
timer.
Yeah.
I'm setting a timer.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're on that timer.
It's a
Setting a
joke.
timer.
But I just to try and get them to focus and stay with something, I would set timers. They all need therapy, by the way.
Gives him something to
Set
talk
a
about.
timer.
It does, and he talks about it all the time.
Setting a timer.
It's like,
So
click, click,
wait.
what's that noise?
What
tick,
was
tick,
so? What did you want him to? What was the timer?
whatever
for?
they needed to do, I want them to stay focused. So I would
Oh.
set a timer so that was the only thing they would focus on and get their work done.
Like a chore,
Whatever.
homework.
It could be anything, whatever it was. Yeah, sure.
Setting a timer.
Listening
Homework.
to me.
Yeah.
Setting a timer.
Setting a
timer.
He's
Setting a
21
timer.
now.
Did
and
you
he-
hide the timers?
He
Remember
remembered.
on the stove and on the.
No, yeah. What do you do?
Oh.
You can't hide it. Not that dumb.
That is so funny that you did that, Jackie. You set
I
a timer.
kind of think sometimes I need to set a timer in here too because we do go up.
No.
We got
No.
Not with us.
All right, so journaling is one way. Now the whole Candy Crush thing, I mean, I heard of it, but I did hear that you should do things that are not part of your normal routine. Like you should have off the wall type of hobbies because it does open up your mind, whether it's doing like Candy Crush or
Sudoku,
Yeah.
word
Mind
search,
stuff.
yeah, puzzles,
yeah, or reading
trashy novels.
yeah.
No,
I don't read
seriously.
trashy novels. Why you look at me like that? She looks at me.
I think it's hard though. I think it's hard just to sit down and say, okay, you know what, I'm going to play this game or I'm going
Right.
to read this book or
Right.
I'm recently retired, so and I'm so busy and when you think about it, you'd be like, oh, I can binge watch this or binge
Yeah.
watch that or I can do that. I find myself just as busy as I was when I was working full time. Like, I would love to be able to say, oh, I take a nap every day, or I sit and read a book or I've read this. I don't know. I find time to be busy. It's hard just to
Do
sit
you
and
know
do
how to
nothing.
relax?
I don't think I do.
And maybe that's the goal. Like
Right.
that's the thing to work on.
To work
What,
on
but
relaxing.
what if you don't want to relax? And I'm not,
no, but
no, I'm not being sarcastic.
Yeah.
We
I'm
know you're
serious
not.
when
Yeah.
when I say this because you know who Brene Brown is, the author, motivational speaker. She's got a bunch of best-selling books. It dawned on me when I watched one of her interviews, and she was talking about how her family would say, you're too intense, you need to relax, and they kept trying to get her to do these different things. And she said one day, I thought about it, it's like, that's who I am. That's my personality. It's not going to
Right.
change, So, like, what if you don't want to be one of those relaxed people? My family keeps trying to get me to smoke weed. I don't want to smoke weed, and I don't want to relax. I mean, I keep telling them that. No, I don't wanna relax.
but I think too,
Make
like,
your brownies.
right. But I think too,
No.
like, if you said, do you relax? No, I probably don't, but I don't think about it. I don't think about, like, gosh, I never relax. It's just like with stress too. Are you under stress? I would tell you no, but you know what? My arms, I had neuropathy. And it was all stress. It was from the tension in my back and the stress. And I started doing some massage therapy. And she said, oh, my God, you are so tight. Are you stressed? Now I'm a knot ball on the table. And I'm like, no, I'm not stressed. Your body is telling me different. So you don't, sometimes that's just
Right.
life.
Yeah, you
like
don't
you don't
feel-
feel
yeah.
the stress.
Right.
You don't feel like you should relax. You don't feel like you need to relax. You don't feel like you're
Right.
stressed. So
Right.
it's hard to accept that response. Again, it goes
Right.
back to sometimes accepting responsibility is for some bad things that are happening in our
Yeah.
life that we don't realize.
And your body tells you.
Right.
Your body tells you that you're tired. And maybe
Right.
your definition of relax is different than someone else's definition of relax.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Going all the time may not be your definition of going, busy.
Right.
Right.
You might travel a lot and that may seem busy, but when you're traveling, you got your feet up, you're
Right.
you're
Right.
walking,
You're
you're
relaxing.
shopping, you're
Yeah.
relaxing.
Right. Or when you're working on hobbies,
Right.
that's
Right.
relaxing, I think.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think we need to listen to our bodies.
Mhm.
You
True.
know,
Yeah.
blood pressure issues, heart attacks, women, I'm not stressed. Yes, you are. Even though you don't, we tend to be in normal, certain things are normal. Toxic relationships are normal because we've been in them for so long or been around toxic
well, that's just
jobs
how
for
they
so-
talk.
Yes, but it feeds and it does things to your spirit. And if you're not paying attention to you, again, what's going on with you? Are you listening to yourself? Are you being intentional? Are you being reflective? My hair is thinning. Why is your hair thinning? I don't know. Well, your grandkids move back in and your kids move back in and your son lost his job and your mom's getting a divorce. Like all these things are going on.
Right.
It's just life. That's how life is.
Yeah. Yeah, but life isn't supposed to be all a bed of roses.
No, but
Yeah.
it's
And
how
we-
you handle.
Right. Right.
You have to handle.
Right.
You're gonna get, people. Someone told me I get in a car accident every January.
Really?
I ruin a car every January,
Wow.
So they put it out there.
and it's like
It's
okay,
like
but
subconsciously they create this car
Yeah.
accident.
and yes, but things happen. Your response to this accident is very different than your response to the accident you had last time. You could have went into a full-fledged meltdown because that's how you normally handle things that don't go your way. So it's kind of like looking at, you got an accident, but it could have been worse.
Right.
It could have been this way, or you could have been in a bad place mentally that this took you over the edge.
Right.
So just kind of looking at, maybe the progress isn't the fact that the universe is nice to you,
Right.
but the fact that, you're able to handle things that are being thrown your way.
Right. Right. Yeah, because realistically, it's not like we're supposed to be trying to have this perfect stress-free life. That
Yep.
doesn't exist.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we'd have
Yeah.
to stay locked in a room.
Yes.
And,
And
have
that's
no
And then that's
contact.
stress. Then that's stress.
Yeah,
You're
that-
locked in a room.
Especially if you don't have pen and paper and you can't make a
my
list
Oh.
of what you would
What
do
you
when
And
need
then
to
you
do
can't
when you get
And
out.
then you can't eat.
Ugh.
You have no food. Yeah.
Mm.
See?
Sounds real bad.
See?
It is bad. So, what kind of advice would you give people then for this year? Like trying something different.
Oh, I like that. Step outside your comfort zone. If you want to try something like that spin class or that aerobics class, investigate, research, plan to do it, make little steps. If you want to go to the gym, just go to the gym, walk around the gym and just be there for 10 minutes. And then next time go for 15 and next time go for 20 and then next time get on the treadmill. You're already paying for the membership.
Get out of the locker room.
Right. I am
locker
still
room.
paying for my membership. I'm coming
I've done
back.
that.
I'll be there in February after these new, resolution people get out of there.
That's right.
Isn't that the truth? And I'm guilty of it. So guilty of it. Oh. I decided. See, I quit doing that one. I quit putting exercise on there because I hate it. And it's like, why do I keep doing this? Every year, I'd sign up for a membership, and then I'd talk myself out of it every morning. I'd come up with all the reasons of why I shouldn't go, what I could be doing that would be more productive.
Did you try setting a timer?
I don't set a timer on
You set a
myself.
timer?
Actually, I do
Yeah.
set a timer sometimes.
But you know what? I tell people, sometimes people are like, oh, I want to work out in the morning.
Yeah.
But you're not a morning person.
Right.
Okay, well, work out at night.
Right.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, again.
That happened to
Yeah.
me because I did the same thing. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna work out in the morning. I had this stepper in my bedroom. I was like, yeah, and then I found myself not doing it, and I was like, I don't like getting up in the morning because I'm not a morning
Not a
person.
morning person.
And it became a wardrobe.
Exactly. My jackets hang on it and everything. But I did start working out at night, so it worked out better.
Yep,
you
that's
know,
true.
so, yeah.
And then working out may not be traditional workout. I know you
Right.
roller skate, you might do CrossFit, you pole dance. I know I say pole dancing every time I come here. Pole dancing.
Tell us about that class.
Yeah.
I'll be back. Dixon Foot
Another
in Ann Arbor.
Oh, do you pole
I
dance?
haven't in a while, but I was really good at it.
Really?
I'm
Oh,
sure.
yeah, I had the heels
Yeah.
and the shorts.
Did?
Yeah.
I came alive.
Did?
Alive.
Alter
wanna go.
ego.
Oh, she was there.
All right,
Yeah.
come on. Now tell us about that, seriously.
No, serious. It is.
What made you do that?
For the exercise, because I used to do ballet way back in the day. So
Okay.
I always wanted something more aerobic, but I'm not like a Zumba or
Yeah.
aerobic class person.
Yeah.
I tried the pole dance, and it's very like you. I commend you ladies who dance at strip clubs on poles because you need a lot of pole meat. That's the thigh meat, inner thigh
pole
meat,
meat.
to hold the pole.
Wow.
You got to have a core. I mean, they
Oh,
were
yeah.
holding up and doing sit-ups with your.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And I got really fit and toned, and then you were sexy. And there were no men there, and the lights were dim, and we do routines. It just.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. I'm going back.
Ah,
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to go.
Yeah.
So the alter ego there.
Yeah, we could like.
What
have,
was
like,
your
a group.
name?
Oh,
Did you have a stage
goodness.
name that you gave yourself? No.
No.
No,
She's like,
she's not gonna tell us.
my husband may be listening.
So it's not
Can
the name
expect
he
those
gave
moves
you.
out.
All right, she's telling us, signaling us, so we have got to. Yeah,
We
no,
got
I
10
know.
minutes.
I'm just kind of going through some of my stuff here.
Go
You
through
know what
your-
I do like? What you said, though, was sometimes it is just trying something completely different that's totally off the wall, like getting out of your comfort zone. So if you don't like exercising, pole dancing, yeah.
Yeah. Hiking, walking, getting parts of like traveling. If you like to travel and you don't want to travel by yourself, they have like groups. Participate in groups, online groups, meetups. Just trying something different, stepping out, escape rooms. I don't know. Look.
She just
just
talked
told-
about that.
Yes.
Nora talked about that
I just saw
before
the
you.
movie Escape Room, and I was
Okay,
like,
now,
I don't want to
see.
go to Escape Room.
That's trauma.
Why would you-
Trauma.
It was
Yeah.
trauma, wasn't it?
Why would you go? See, I think there's something mentally with you. Not that there's something mentally wrong, but you do always go to the
Monica, do you want to move over
dark
here
side.
between the two of them?
I'm appalled.
No, you see the escape room. She's talking about it from a positive point of view, and for you, it was a
I
death
saw the
trap.
movie.
She saw
It
the
was a death
movie.
trap.
The movie
She
was
watches
like a
too
death
many of those
trap.
things.
Yes.
Too many
Yeah.
of those movies.
Yeah.
That's another session.
But why would you recommend an escape room? Like,
Well,
what
like,
would that do?
I was
Because it's teamwork, too.
teamwork.
'Cause you have
Like,
to work together
you know,
to
I
get
was
out.
thinking like I have a lot of clients that have like social anxiety or being around people, and maybe like a small group or where you have to work together. You have something that you're working towards. Because a lot of times when social anxiety, you don't know what to talk about.
Yeah.
Do I like you? You like me? I feel uncomfortable. But if we're like working on trying to escape, I just hone in on trying to escape. I try to help. I try to, who's the leader?
So there's nothing else going on
Yes.
in
Right.
terms of
I'm
like,
not trying to date you.
Right.
I'm not trying
Yeah.
to
We're
dance
trying to
with
get
you.
out.
Right,
We're
right.
not trying to buy a drink.
Yeah. Yeah, just trying to
Trying to
escape.
get out.
Yeah.
You know what it makes you have to be in the
Interesting.
present. Like
Yes.
you have to figure it out right now. Here's the situation. And I think all too often we aren't in the present.
Yeah.
We're
Right.
thinking
Tomorrow.
ahead, thinking
Yep.
tomorrow. When I leave
Every
here, here's
other
what I'm
day.
going to do.
Uh-huh.
Right.
So I have to use my my thought process for how am I going to get us out of this room.
Yep.
It's a great
Team
great
building,
idea.
yeah.
Team building.
Now you started doing like trivia night and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
She has a-
Yes. So
And
we
you
do.
love that.
I love it. I'm not good at it. I don't know
But
a lot
it
of that.
doesn't matter.
I love
But
the-
you know what?
Yeah.
The
We have
environment.
We have friends, the Fishers. They invited us several months ago to come sit in on. They needed 2 more people. So my husband and I, we went and we filled in, and they invited us again. And then they said, hey, you know what? If you want to just come on Wednesdays and do trivia night with us, and so we said, yeah, and it breaks up the week, and the questions are hard, and sometimes I know something. It's like some crazy piece of trivia that I know. My husband is very good at it. As Carol says, he's smarter than he
Mike.
looks.
Oh, Mike.
Anyway, that's our joke. We laugh every week when she says that. Anyway, she says that about our husbands. They're smarter than they look. But you know what? There's some questions that are really hard. You're like, I have no idea, and I do not care. But we go out to dinner, and we're with friends, and we've met some new friends, and it's
Yeah.
really been fun. That and you have to be in the present because you have to be thinking about the question. They put that question up there, and you're like, I got nothing.
So at that for that hour or whatever, 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
It takes your mind off everything else,
Yes.
and that's all.
It really does. Yeah, and we kind of fell into that. Like I said, they needed somebody to fill in, and we were available, and we came back, and my husband did a really good job, so he kept getting us invited. No, but it's been fun, and
Yeah.
it's something really different, and it's if you would have said, "Hey, you want to do this?" I would have said, "No,
Yeah. Yeah.
no, I don't want to do that." But they invited us. I'm like, "Yeah, all right, we'll go try it." And then we got hooked. We kind of are hooked. We brought another friend with us. He comes sometimes too. So it's different. It's
Yeah.
trying something new that I would have not said I would have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
even think like dancing, roller skating. Sometimes they have like adult night or.
Yeah, and you do that consistently.
Yeah.
That's like your mental
It's my
break.
release.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Yes.
And what do you do once a week?
Yes. Yep. And it's so much fun. My legs are like jello when I leave, but I love it. And it's so funny because I can get there and I don't care how tired I am or how, I get there and you hear the music and you just, because I try to skate at least 4 to 5 songs without stopping.
Wow.
Without,
Do you go by
getting on the
yourself?
floor. Yeah.
You do.
Terry he can't go. He has
Yeah.
to go to work, but
Mhm.
he used to go with me. You know,
Okay.
but yeah.
And you go? Do you socialize? Do you
Yeah.
meet other people?
Yeah.
Are there
Yeah,
people that
that's-
are always there, like every
Yeah.
Wednesday? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good. So
Mhm.
you've met some new friends.
Oh yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
meet new people and stuff, and then they have parties and stuff like that, and people come from out of town and skate. It's a big deal. They do like big skate trips.
Oh,
Really?
Washington, Chicago, Atlanta, everywhere.
Wow.
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. They even do skating cruises.
Wow.
So yeah, it's
Skate
it's,
right off
it's-
that shit.
Yeah, that's what everybody.
That's what would happen
That's
with
what
me.
everybody says. They'll
Yeah.
skate right off the
No
ship.
way.
But they just had one. I think it was in Washington somewhere, and they were up somewhere skating around. It was, and there's a ton of. It's so much money involved and stuff. That's what people don't realize. But
Do you have
it's
your
a
own
big deal.
skates?
Oh yeah, you got to have your own. And it's so funny because they're so old. But I don't want to. I need a new pair. I don't want to get a new pair because you have to break them in. You get blisters and everything. So I don't. I don't even want to do it. It's like no, I don't want to do it. But I need a new pair. I have the same pair of skates that I had. I think since I was in high school. I think same pair.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow. Any closing advice?
Um,
You've given us a lot of great advice.
I think just find you. Find the real you, the interior, the insides, all that, and not what everyone thinks you should be or do.
I think we have to realize too that it takes time. It's not like it happens
Right.
overnight.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And you always have people that want it instantly. Always.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's a good point. And I think the other thing that you said is it's okay to change your goals, and it's okay to shift, and
Yes.
it's okay to, so it's got to start with finding
You.
what it is find you. I
Finding
like
you,
that.
find you.
I like that.
I do too.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you.
And how can people get a hold of you?
Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see. I got Twitter at Sankofa Living, SANKOFA SankofaLifeSolutions.com, and at Sankofa Life Solutions on Facebook.
And what does Sankofa mean?
Sankofa means to go back and get what was taken.
Ooh, let's use that. Let's use Sankofa at the end of our
Sankofa. Okay.
Sankofa at the end
All
of
right.
our fortune cookie.
Or on the poll.
Tell us on the poll. Rocky wants the poll. All right. So Gina has the fortune cookies
Explain
today.
the cookies today.
So, yeah.
We didn't, they're not in bags. So whatever way they're facing, this one is definitely.
I went to the store, the actual
yours.
store, and got real fortune cookies from the Chinese market. So.
Gina, these better be good.
This one, right, that cookie.
Mine are always good. So
Yep.
Okay.
This one's yours.
All right.
And that one, I don't want to touch them because I've been sick.
oh,
But
mine's good.
and then that one is.
All
right, you
so
take it.
Why don't you go first?
Okay. I'm gonna Sankofa mine now.
Sankofa.
Ooh, be assertive and you will win when you Sankofa.
You get any more assertive, we're gonna have issues. But just so you know,
We don't already have them?
I'm only kidding. Okay, your deepest wish will come true with Sankofa
Yeah.
therapy.
Yep.
you will make a fortune with a friend with Sankofa.
Nora, I have the same one.
Well, Monica's my friend, so it must be Monica.
Yeah.
You have great patience with Sankofa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
God
a
you
good one.
do.
Yeah, that's good. You do.
Mine was the same as Nora's.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
Yeah,
I
it's
think you
Monica.
still have to read it
oh,
Yeah,
to make it come true.
you will make a fortune with a friend.
Ooh. We know what that. Yeah. Never mind.
We do?
Yeah, you do.
All right. Anyway, thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you again. We're going to book you in January
When we're
again
on-
this year.
Please.
When we
Yeah.
come to therapy.
Yeah.
We'll see. So next week, same time. Okay.
I do like what you said when we were talking earlier about before the show started about how some therapists are really just crazy people. And you
Yes.
said,
I said let your profession choose you.
yeah.
Yes. That is such great advice.
Well, you know,
'Cause
some
not
people
every-
want to be presidents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Too soon. Too soon.
No.
No, but you're right though. I hear a lot of people saying they would love to be a therapist, and I just look at them and go, oh,
Like,
boy.
yeah.
That's
you complete a
scary
course.
thought. Yeah. Oh gosh. All right. Well,
Here all
happy
week.
hump day. And, oh, gosh, John Paul he's listening to the show. Hi, John Paul.
Hey,
And
John Paul.
He's traumatized.
Well,
John
we,
Paul,
we
we
knew that.
We have therapy for you, John Paul.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep,
sorry,
Monica will
buddy.
come.
Hi, Mark from Local Scream.
Hey,
happy
Mark.
hump day.
Happy hump day.
A shout out again to my longtime friend Wendy.
Wendy,
Hi, Wendy.
listener of the week. Woo!
Yes, listener of the week.
And trivia tonight with the winos.
Oh, and I'm not invited?
You can.
Nah,
Yeah.
All
it's
right,
okay.
fine.
It's not on my list. All right. Anyway. Oh. She's over there eating.
I am. These are actually good. Thank you guys so much for listening to The Nooner Show. We appreciate your support. We hope you get inspired to take a leap of faith. Don't forget to subscribe to The Nooner Show wherever you listen to podcasts. You can like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at The Nooner Show. Our show today is sponsored by The Parlor in Hadley, Michigan, a music-themed pizzeria where pizza rocks. Also, check out Happy Days Records and more, a new music/clothing store, and so much more located at 1801 West Genesee Street in Lapeer. And from the makers of Dope Water, if you can be anything, why not be dope?
And remember, sometimes the only mode of transportation available.
Is the leap of faith. Thanks for taking a leap of faith, and happy hump day.
Happy hump day. Hey, Matt.